Welcome to this video help file. In this video I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Facebook timeline cover 3D image wall action. In the file that you downloaded, when you've unpacked it, if you place it on your desktop, you'll see that the folder named All Files has 3 files inside. There's a PDF help file, the PSD template and the ATN timeline wall action file. If you open Photoshop, open your actions palette, and you'll see that the actions you've got are listed in the actions palette. To load the action that you've just downloaded, minimize Photoshop, open the folder that you've downloaded named All Files, and double click the timeline wall ATN action file. That will then open Photoshop and appear in your actions palette highlighted. Click the arrow to the left of the folder and expand it and select the timeline action. Click the arrow at the bottom of the actions palette. The first thing that will happen is you'll get a message box informing you to open the template. Just click stop, minimize Photoshop, navigate to your All Files folder and double click the template PSD document. That will open up in Photoshop. You'll see that layer 1 in the layers palette is selected. Also, there are a set of images that are to be used only with this action. You can run the action without using your own images, just to give you a feel of it. When you do replace these images with your own, make sure that the sizes are 349 by 299 pixels at a resolution of 300. To change an image, you select the image in the layers palette. In this case it's layer 1, which is the flower on the left, top left. Right click and then replace contents. Scroll down, click replace contents, navigate to your new image and click place. I'm going to click cancel. Once you've done that, you can also add layer effects. Select layer 1, click the FX button. I want to apply a white frame to that image. So I'll go down to stroke. I'm going to select white for the stroke because the background is black. You can change the background colour to any colour you wish. Once I've selected my colour, click OK. I've got the stroke on the outside and it's very thin at 3 pixels, so I'm going to set the pixels to 6. I'm going to leave it to outside, click OK. I can now right click on layer 1, scroll down and copy layer style, and then paste that layer style to the rest of the layers or the rest of the images that are in the layers palette. Once I've finished, if I've finished and I'm on layer 8, before I try to restart the action over in the actions palette, I must ensure that layer 1 is selected. This applies to every action in Photoshop, every action that you use. If it pauses, then to restart the action, you must select the action, you must select the layer in the layers palette that was highlighted when the action paused. If you don't, then the action, you'll just get an error message. So with layer 1 selected, go back over to the actions palette and click the play selection button. This is telling you to replace all the images with the smart objects, which I've already just gone through. So click stop and click the play selection arrow again. The next message box is telling you how to apply opacity settings to your reflection layer. If I just switch the visibility on and off, there is what we're going to work on, the reflection, and the reflection layer in the layers palette is highlighted. I'll just click on the opacity setting and drop it down to say 39% I'm going to use, and click on the reflection layer. If you notice the white box there next to the thumbnail, that's a layer mask. Select it, select black as your foreground colour, go over to your gradient tool and select that. Once you've selected your gradient tool, go to the top bar there and select the gradient foreground to transparent. Once you've got that set, click OK, left click on the image and drag upwards. and then let go of the mouse. And there you see you've got a faded gradient. Once you're happy with that, all you need to do now is click the play selection arrow at the bottom of the actions palette. The action will restart, and you come up with a choice now of version 1 is complete. This image that you see in front of you now can be used, saved as a JPEG, and placed directly into Facebook as your timeline cover. The dimensions are just what you need for Facebook. You don't need to do any more work. If, however, you want to carry on and do version 2, then click continue. Once the action stops, this message here is telling you version 2 is complete. Click stop. I'm going to go to view and click actual pixels. I can now close the timeline, I can now close the action palette. I've finished with the timeline action. Over on the right in the layers palette, you'll see that the wall is selected. At the top of the stack, the layer named replace with your image. If you want to apply an image to this image that you've got, to this file, then you just replace that. It's a smart object, just right click, as I said before, and then replace contents. And then you can put an image in on there. You can also change the text to whichever text you want, and the image wall has also got a mask, a layer mask, which I've demonstrated to you if you want to use the layer mask. One of the things that with this file is that if you switch the image, replace your image layer at the top of the stack, if you switch visibility of that layer off, then when you save, if you was to save this image now as a JPEG, you could paste it directly into your Facebook timeline cover. The dimensions again are exactly what are needed by Facebook, and then in Facebook you can apply your own profile image and it will appear where that white square is. So one or two of the other things that you could do with this file is, if we don't want to use any text, we could duplicate the wall layer and just make it smaller. But you'll see this is how I've done the demonstration photos on the website, and this is all I've done. And there is numerous things that you can do with this with a little bit of imagination. And I click the enter key, and like I say, away you go. Place that back in, and there you have it. I hope this video has been okay, and enjoy the file.